What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or not, depending on where you're at, but I hope it's awesome. And yes, we are back at it today to talk more about some crypto, talk more about the markets. There's some good news, there's some bad news. Obviously, the markets have been the way that they've been. It's tough to sort of say hardest gauge of the market ever. I don't know the last time I've been through this kind of market. I tell you the truth, I've never been through a market like this. This is probably the first time I've ever been through a market where it's been this kind of crazy, to be honest with you. And what sucks about it is that while we sit here and wait to see what happens between America and the United States of America with China and the tariffs and what Trump's going to do, a lot of us are afraid to jump into the markets. A lot of us are afraid to leave the markets. A lot of us don't know really what to do. And what's even crazier about it is there was a tweet out there yesterday where even you had institutions out here basically saying we're not going to go into a recession. And then today you see all these institutions come back saying, well, it looks like we're back into a recession. So even the institutions that are out there, even the people who obviously help run our entire government have no idea what's going on right here. So just realize that you're not the only ones out there. The smartest people in the world right now have no idea what the hell is going on in terms of our markets, in terms of the global market, that no one knows, dude. No one knows. And so don't feel bad that you don't have a full understanding of what's going on here. Because again, I don't have a full understanding of what's going on here because yesterday, we had the biggest, turnaround in history, the biggest climb in history. Apple hadn't seen that big of a climb on their stock since 1998. That's how big of a bounce back we had. Then we follow up today with one of the biggest collapses in crypto, just in the stock market in general. It's insane. This is insanity. This is I don't even know what to say to it. But the good thing is that the crypto market has actually held up strongly. I mean, overall, when you look at where the stock market's at to where the cryptocurrency market's at, I'd say that the cryptocurrency market has actually held pretty damn strong, at least over the last few days of where the things have been super volatile. So it's kind of wild when you look back and we're going to look back at this and just go, that's some crazy times. And it just is what it is. I mean, we let the chips sort of fall where they should. And the good thing is a lot of us are not selling our positions. We're kind of just here for the ride. Majority of us are anyways. Myself, I know I am. I know I'm here for the ride. I'm not selling any of my positions. I think a lot of people here probably speak the same for the A team as well, that not a lot of people here are selling their positions. They're pretty happy where they're at. A lot of us at DC our way into a lot of these positions. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But with all that, I do want to say what's up to Xander. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. We got a Moist Mike in the house here. Good to see Seiko. We got Seiko Hut in the house. We got Trent. What's up, Trent? Crypto Keeper. Good to see you guys. If I'm scrolling fast, I missed you guys. Cool Cat's in the house here. What's up, Cool Cat? Appreciate each and every one of you guys being here today. Yeah, just crazy. So, Jeffy, what's up, man? Yeah, crazy time. So let's actually get into this. We have a lot to cover today. So let's jump in knee deep into this stuff right here. But the good thing is today we did see that obviously inflation's down. Fantastic news, right? Fantastic news that inflation's down. However, we're starting to see right here that nearly 5% of the stock market gives back, which is just nuts, right? We're seeing almost 1,400 points in the Dow given back. We're over 900 points on the NASDAQ right now given back. This is just wild, wild times. I don't know what else to say to it other than, it is what it is. And a lot of this has to do with this right here. This is the good news. It was this right here. You can see the 6.1%. It's the largest decline since March of 2020. So not only did we have a bounce back, we now had the largest decline since 2020, which is just wild to me. I can't even fathom. But this came out right here that now is totaling 145% for tariffs on Chinese goods. So this is what really is taking the market today, is that the White House did come out and clarify that it's 145%, which will be the latest hike. And this is which obviously tanked the markets literally instantly. It felt like almost overnight. It felt like it was doing that. So yeah, kind of crazy how that all works out. But you can see that's kind of where it's at right there. Inflation, though, came back right here. The inflation breakdown for March 25 in one chart. As you guys can see, the annual consumer price index fell to 2.4% in March, down from 2.8, which is fantastic, right? I mean, we're talking 0.4% down, and it's great. It's great to see. You can see year over year CPI if it's 2.4, estimated 2.5. Core CPI is 2.8, estimated at 3.0. So month over month CPI is 0.1% and the core is 0.1%, and their expectations were 0.3. So you can see we've actually come in pretty damn good on inflation. I mean, this is the lowest we've had since 2021, signaling that we're cooling on inflation, signaling that we're probably going to have some rate cuts, more likely than not coming, like we said. Again, I just want to come out and preface this by saying that you can see the U.S. recession odds back at 60% as of today, with the markets going down. You got a lot of these large institutions, these bankers out there, J.P. Morgan, all them, yesterday saying that no, we're not going to have a recession. Now they backtrack that, and you can see right here that the recession odds are back at 60%, which is just insane. We dipped below 50%, back up to 60, but inflation is looking like it's actually doing pretty damn good. So that's positive to see. And no one's talking about the CPI data that's come out right now. A lot of us have been, just totally over the last 4 years have been just eaten up over the inflation. And now we're starting to see this come down here. We're starting to see a lot of positive things from that. And, inflation is really just a hidden tax. So anytime we can actually save money and not have inflation on a lot of our items is good. We'll see what the tariffs do. A lot of people believe that the tariffs are going to cause more inflation. They're going to cause more issues. We'll see. I guess the time will tell whether that actually happens or not. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Hey, Austin, I just want to know if Trump did a 90 pause. A good one line. I have no idea. Probably, hopefully, did. Up and down, up and down. I think most of it's due to FOMO. Yeah, I think a lot of it is due to FOMO. But like I said, the cryptocurrency market actually has held up pretty damn strong. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin dipped back down below 80,000. You can see right here the XRP is back below $2. The one that's actually been holding up pretty good, honestly, is HBAR. HBAR has actually held up pretty damn strong. Today it was up almost 15% going into last night. Still sitting about 5% up since the last 7 days. I'm really not that. I'm gonna tell you guys, dude. I'm really not that concerned about the markets right now, dude. Crypto's done very well. I'm actually I feel better about my money being in crypto right now than I do in the stocks. Even with Tesla, right? You guys know we obviously put a good amount of money in Tesla. We bought at 225. It's still sitting at 246. Still looking pretty damn good. I mean, Bitcoin obviously working its way back up here. Let's go back to the weekly chart here. The 1 week chart starting to work its way back up right here. Look at, we're actually going to, as much as the volatility that's happened this week, we're going to end this week hopefully in the green. Even after all this volatility, we actually might end this week in the green. So 2 weeks in the red. Obviously, these were the inflation talks right here. We might actually end in the green right here, which would be phenomenal for everything in terms of crypto and the global markets. I mean, Bitcoin has held up strong through everything that's happened. So to each our own on where we stand with where we put our money. But I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I think that crypto is still one of the better hedges against what's going on right now in terms of the tariffs and all the discussion. Yeah, it's volatile. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. But I mean, I think it's actually looking pretty good. We might end the week in the green. We'll see. We still have what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to go through the crypto markets. So we'll see how that happens. It's right here, almost like a doji candle. So we'll see what happens when we end in the green right there. But typically when we have a couple of weeks of down, we end up in a couple of weeks of green. So you can see right here we had 2 weeks of red with a week of green. Then we had 2 weeks of green, 3 weeks of red. And then we had 2 weeks of red, 2 weeks of green, 2 weeks of red. Hopefully we have 2 weeks of green and brings us back up, and maybe we start to see some momentum, coming back our way. So 300% of y'all smack that like button. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you guys all being here. I need to put people on this. There's such an opportunity. It's a good play, but just look at SPYU. All right. I don't even know what that is. What's the bears? Do we still have to break through before crypto takes off? I mean, I think really what it comes, I don't think there's really any barriers here. I think the barrier, this is a great barrier right here. This right here is huge. Like, I mean, we're already starting to see inflation come down. And then on top of that, we have right here, Canada agrees to drop tariffs tomorrow. President Trump agrees. So we'll see if that actually comes through. So that's positive. And then last but not least, this right here is the biggest of them all. I said this before. I'll say it again. 2016, Trump put together the largest tax and regulation cuts in 2016. The stock market boomed. And this is exactly what's going to be happening coming here. It says, congratulations to the House on the passage of the bill that sets the stage for one of the greatest and most important signings in the history of our country. Among many other things, it will be the largest tax and regulation cuts ever even contemplated. Make America great again. So you got to realize, as much as this tax cut will favor the rich, realize that the rich holds what do they say, 80% of the stock market, 80% of the global market and stock market is held by the rich people. So if you want the stock market to move, you got to give money back to the rich people to allow the stock market to move. So again, you might be against rich people getting richer and all that kind of stuff, but if the rich is going to get richer, so are the middle class people like us. We're going to get rich as well, or at least we're going to get more money in our pockets today than we had the last 4 years. And so, regardless of where you stand with that, I think that's important to acknowledge is that these tax cuts have shown us that even in 2016 we had a massive market. People are going to have tax holidays. People are going to bring money back into buy up stocks, to buy up their own stocks. I mean, we're going to see a massive boom. So this is regardless of how you feel, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. I'm not here to play politics. I'm just here to say that if you are invested in crypto and you're invested in stocks and you have a 401k, this is actually good for you. You might not agree with the rich getting richer and all that kind of stuff. I get all that. But the only way that we're going to actually move the markets is if the rich actually get more money in their pockets, and that's how you do it right here. And this is going to come through. We know this is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but when this does, I hope that you guys are not out of the market. You're actually in the market. And so that's why I always tell you to accumulate when you have the opportunities to accumulate, and just hold through these times, because when the time is right and something like this gets signed and tax cuts come, companies come over and start buying up their own stocks, we're going to see a boom. Probably, I mean, we're going to have a huge boom. I don't know if it will be like anything we've ever seen before, but I mean, we're going to have a nice little boom in the market. And that's where a lot of us are going to make a lot of money. That's where I'm counting on me making a lot of money. And it's almost a guarantee that's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It's like 99.9999% sure it's going to happen. I mean, with the Republicans owning the House and the Senate, a bill like this is most likely going to pass. So it will be pretty wild when this does, and I do think that we're going to see a nice little rally. So this is actually really, really good news right here. It says President Trump congratulates the House for passing the budget resolution and paving the way for a budget reconciliation bill, which is likely to include a $1.5 trillion spending cut, an extension and an expansion of President Trump's tax cuts, and a massive deregulation agenda. Dude, I think that we're going to boom. We're going to boom, dude. I get some people don't want to hear that. I think a lot of people are loving to see the markets the way they are because they're rooting against Trump. They're rooting against everything. But in all reality, we don't want that. You know what I mean? I think regardless of who's in office, we want the markets to succeed. I mean, I do. I don't care who's in. When Biden was in the markets, I wanted it to succeed. When we were rallying, when at the end of this year, and we were seeing the markets go up, and the S&P 500 was hitting all-time highs, that was great. I didn't care who was in office. I just want the markets to continue to do great so we can continue to make money. That's all I really care about. And unfortunately, the one place that really was dampened was crypto. The Biden administration really was attacking the crypto industry. So it was kind of held down. Even when the S&P 500 and everything else was reaching their all-time highs, that market was actually, the crypto market was kind of suppressed to some degree. So it is nice to sort of see that we're going to have a bull run come. We're going to have a rally come when these tax cuts come in. And when that rally comes, we're going to see all-time highs again, probably in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and everything else. And then we're going to see an unsuppressed cryptocurrency market be able to finally, spread its wings and fly. And that's kind of where I'm hoping that a lot of these things are going to come. So I'm just rooting for accumulation of my bags. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I just want us to all accumulate as much as possible. So when the time comes, we're all sitting pretty, dude. And that's really all that matters to me. So Shannon, dude, thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships to the A team. If Shannon gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Shannon. Appreciate you, my boy. I said my boy, my friend. Appreciate my boy. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for those gifted memberships and those 20 new members. Welcome to the A team again. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. New members join the Discord. Yeah, definitely get over into the Discord. A lot of AT members over there kicking it, dude. Loving the Hopi and Buzz this AM. Preach it, Austin. I appreciate you being here, Kenny G. I'm just saying that there's positivity to this, right? This will come to an end. In my thumbnail, you can see red charts behind us. I mean, it's all bad. I mean, the markets are bad right now. And, there will be an end to it, though. There'll be an end to it being bad. And a lot of people think that we've already hit bottom. And I kind of feel like we're kind of like staging that bottom as well. I don't think it could get worse than this. I mean, we have the 90 days. The 90 days is a long time away. I'm going to be honest with you guys. 90 days is quite a ways away. I know it sounds like 3 months. It's like, well, it's only 3 months. 3 months, there's actually a lot to get done. I mean, Trump hasn't even been in office for 3 months. Let's see, January 20th to February 20th, February to March 20th. I mean, he hasn't been in, I mean, here in 10 days, he'll be here for 3 months. So 90 days for a lock on the tariffs right now is actually pretty damn good if you think about it. So just like I said, please just relax. Please don't like just sell your positions. Don't get all, a bunch of anxiety, and don't be a panikin like Trump says, which is wild, but that's actually pretty funny. And we'll see what happens. But you know, uh, I honestly, that's kind of where we're at. I think inflation's looking really great right now. This is looking cool right here. This is kind of what I want to talk about right here. It says, for weeks, President Trump said that there would be no tariff delays, even as stocks erased $12+ trillion. Then the bond market broke and a 90-day tariff pause was implemented. As you guys know, that's kind of what has caused this tariff discussion to come to a halt, was that the bond market broke. And as you guys know, when that happens, that could actually tilt us into a recession, most likely, which is what Trump actually acknowledged yesterday. He said that he understands that he has the power to actually knock us into a recession, which is what he does not want. He does not, or I think he actually said a depression. So I think that he's really trying to avoid that. But it's pretty wild when you start to look at this right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. But you can see back over here on it would be right around the 3rd. You can see reciprocal tariffs announced. We had a massive decline. Trump says good time for Powell to cut rates. We declined some more. Then it says tariff pause, fake news, which caused this massive rally in the market. And then we come out here and we say basis trade unwinds. So we had this massive rally, and then we had the 90-day pause, and we had this massive run right here. But now we've kind of fallen flat. So kind of crazy when you look at the timelines of what has happened and the volatility of this market. It's kind of makes your head hurt a little bit when you start to look at it. It's kind of like, oh my gosh. But it says prior to the April 2nd reciprocal tariff, the 10-year note yield was falling in a straight line, which is pretty crazy to think. It says this meant that trade wars could continue because rates were falling. However, as the basis trade unwound due to volatility, the 10-year note yield surged at a 65 basis points to 4.5. So you can start to see right here the S&P 500 bear market was actually triggered. And then we had this 10-year surges to 4.5%. So, I mean, like, pretty wild when you start to think about this, how this whole thing works. And it says Trump has made it clear that lower interest rates are one of his top priorities. So, obviously, he's going to go after Jerome Powell. He's going to push that as much as he possibly can. And it says this would be the perfect time to obviously cut it. It said the trade wars are sending energy prices and interest rates lower, which is actually good. So that's why he continued to pressure this, right? He saw these numbers were coming down. He saw that that the energy prices were coming down because of the tariff discussions, and this was obviously going to be his leverage to basically tell Jerome Powell to lower the rates, and that's kind of where this all happened. It said, however, something changed on April 7th when interest rates began skyrocketing as stocks fell. It said the divergence between the S&P 500 and the 10-year note, or the 10-year yield note, as shown below, is historic. Bonds are crashing at an even faster rate than stocks, even as they consider to be safe havens. And look at that. That's kind of where you start to get a little bit triggered here, is that we start to go, oh crap, rates or bonds are going to crash at a faster rate. So now we're going to pull up and we're going to actually come out here and say that the 90-day tariff has emerged. So fake news about the 90-day tariff actually came to fruition. So obviously that discussion in the White House was being had because of the bond market, and it got out a couple days before it actually came into effect, which is why it got deemed fake news, right? But it wasn't fake news because they were probably having those discussions. Obviously, that's come out now. It says the White House proceeded to call this fake news, even though we know now that that was not fake news, like I just said. And it says Trump was likely discussing this 90-day pause with his advisors, and that's kind of where we're at. So the bond market is actually what kind of saved this whole tariff discussion. This 90-day pause was needed because I think that we're just throwing dart. I do believe that there's sometimes I feel like we are throwing a dart at a board and hoping that it's stuck. And I think a lot of things did stick, but the bond market is what actually triggered the 90 days. So I don't know what would have happened if we would have kept pushing and the bond market fell. We would have probably fallen into some kind of massive recession or depression potentially. I mean, you don't want the bonds to fall out like that. So, yeah, very, very interesting to sort of see where this plays out. And I don't know how it's going to end up, but you can see right here, even even Bassett came out and said the same thing. So it says, as a result of the basis trade collapsing, safe haven demands has quickly funneled into gold yet again. So as you guys know, gold has actually been on a rise. Trent's probably all over this. Trent's like loving that gold's, booming right now. Central banks and foreign investors are buying even more gold as U.S. dollars has declined. So yeah, pretty wild. We start to see this. The average down, it says right here, falling below 3,040, but still on track for a fresh new high. That's pretty crazy to think, dude, that gold has gone up like that. So it says, since the 90-day pause, Trump admitting that he is watching the bond market, here is what has happened to the 10-year. It's down about 20 basis points from its high, but more importantly, not rising. However, it's still well off the lows and will remain a key factor in Trump's decision. So, I mean, I get when you really want to look at it, go look at the micro 10-year yield. That's kind of where you want to look at and track those, because that's really going to determine which way we go in terms of the market. So very, very good. This if you haven't followed this guy right here, this guy actually puts a really good energy into explaining things. And so go follow this guy. He's or whoever it is. I say guy, but whoever it is, go follow them, because they actually put out some pretty good stuff and give a pretty good breakdown of what's going on in the market. So gotta love that. But maybe the U.S. should file for Chapter 13. No way, dude. No way, dude. I'm hearing they're gonna bail out the bond market to tune of $2 trillion. You think so, Cat? Cool, Cat? They're gonna bail it out? Oh, 90-day pause happened because China retaliated. It could be that too, right? It could be that as well. Deb, appreciate you, man. Always a great day in the 18. Appreciate you being here. China taking the bonds, halting U.S. Well, China holds a lot of the bonds, right? I mean, you got to think of, they probably have a ton of invested in the bond market for America. Yeah, they probably do control a majority of it, dude. Probably for sure, man. Leaked news of tariffs, it seemed. Yeah, it was probably some leaked news. It definitely was some news out there. It wasn't fake news. It was actually real news. But yeah, it's pretty wild, man. I don't know what else to really say. But people are saying that this is the article that came out today. I was reading this earlier. It said Trump dodged a disaster from the bond markets, but the damage isn't over yet. It says President Trump stunning tariff pivot Wednesday allowed massive, about a 140 trillion global bond market, and particularly in the 47 trillion portion involving the U.S. fixed income. That's crazy to me. That's that much. I don't think I realized it was that much. If he wasn't paying attention to the stock market, now we know he's paying attention to the bond market. So remember, he came out and did say that he was not paying attention to the stock market. And so, it is nice to sort of see that he's opened up to saying, hey, I might not have been paying attention to the stock market, but now I'm definitely paying attention to the bond market. It said the bond market screamed at President Trump this week to change course on his tariff plans before he eventually listened and potentially avoided a catastrophe. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I definitely think that we're going to watch the bond market now. I think a lot of people are going to be watching the bond market. So definitely something to consider here moving forward, dude. Maybe the U.S. should file. Yeah, I just read that. I think China proved they can crash your shit, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that both. I think there's both, because we saw that the United States could probably hurt China, but China could come back and hurt the United States just as much. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. I don't think that there's actually a win to this. Now, I do see the strategy with him going out and having better trade deals with all the other countries. What do you say? 75 countries came to the table to discuss tariffs with them. So, I mean, if you get on board, there was a chart out there that shows like where America was in 2016 or 2000. I can't remember the days, but basically America controlled a lot of the trade throughout the global markets. And then in 2020, when Biden came in, you can see that now shifted to where China holds a majority of the trades in the global economy. And so this massive shift has gone to China. And I should have probably saved that chart. There was a map out there showing this and how much actually was generated and sold on the global scale. And in all reality, I mean, right now we know that China probably holds a majority of that. And so this is Trump's way of getting back America, getting America back in the lead when it comes to, obviously trade. So I'm over 8,000 down, bought some X-rays, and damn, Teresa. Yeah, we're all down, dude. I'm down too. Don't worry. The win for us was a super sale during the bull market. That was a pretty big sell. Did the price? Oh my God, dude. I bet China comes out with this less tariff than ever, prodded the sleeping dragon. You think? Oh, you're saying that they're going to provide less tariffs? Is that what you said? Is that what you're saying, Kevin? I bet China comes out of this with less tariffs than ever. Oh, I get what you're saying now. Like they're gonna. I get what you're saying now. You're saying that they're going to actually, instead of it what it was before, it's actually going to be less now. Milton, what's going on, dude? Art of the deal. The tariffs were never going to be for long. It's to let other countries know we're serious. Yeah, I do think it's part of the discussion for sure. But one of the things that came up during this, obviously ETH is my second largest bag that I hold, and ETH has been it has been dismal, dude. I mean, ETH has hit lows. I mean, I never thought ETH would get back down to these levels. And there was actually a pretty good article that came out today on Cointelegraph here that posted saying 3 reasons why Ethereum price keeps falling. And they actually made some pretty good points here on why this was going here. And obviously the number one here is it's competing with layer 1 blockchains. There's a lot of other layer 1s that are out there. That's probably one of the biggest ones out there. Is that. And then on top of that, the other one is that they now created layer 2s that are causing them to be rivals as well. I mean, you got Base Chain out there, you got Poly, you got a lot of these other ones that are coming out, and I feel like Ethereum. I feel like Ethereum's going to struggle, dude. Like I got this vibe all of a sudden. I just feel like Ethereum's going to struggle. Dollar Tree is going to be called $25 Tree. Just ordered some Chinese food. Lady on the phone said they're charging 600% surcharge. It's stupid, dude. The deal sure looks like it's going to end with leaders winning. You think so? The WEF leaders? ETH is pissing me off. Yeah, ETH is a little rough right now. So I just checked in. What's the recent BTC projections? I mean, Bitcoin's holding up. It's starting to bounce back. This week's ending right now. You can see we're going to end this week. Hopefully we end this week in the green. That's kind of where I'm hoping. It's kind of where I'm hoping, dude. Even look at that, dude. Look at that fair value gap got eaten up right there on the weekly. I mean, even XRP has an opportunity to end the week in the green, which is nice. Just trying to stay above this $2 mark is kind of the psychological marker for XRP. Still my third largest bag. Oh, XRP or ETH is. ETH looking rough. Yeah, Solana, new Ethereum then. Solana's looking rough too, bro. Solana's not looking all that great either. I mean, a lot of the crypto's not looking great. So, I mean, we can say that. I mean, look at that. I mean, ETH dropped down below $1 or $100 was pretty wild to see. I mean, we haven't seen that back since way back over here in February of last year, so almost a year ago. So, Trump is getting the nations to drop their tariffs on our goods to incentivize more U.S. net purchases. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I bet our American flags are made in China. You know what's funny is my American flag actually is not made in China. It's actually made in America. When I purchased it, that was the first. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the first thing I looked at when I bought my flag. was where was it actually made, dude? That's so funny. But the synthetics of it could be right. The synthetics or whatever they use to make it could be out of China. But it did say it was made in America, and it was made in oh shoot, where was it made? It was on the East. It's on the East Coast. They made it on the East Coast. Got most of mine in Bitcoin and XRP. Nice, dude. Adam's about to go nuts. There we go. I caught the live. What's going on? Hey, what's up, Lloyd? Good to see you, bud. XCN might actually turn into one of my largest bags soon. All right, Pedro. XCN's out there. Yeah, a lot of people out here like an XCN. There's a lot of cryptos out here. We can pull up XCN. XCN's 26% up. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that thing's ripping right now. Good old XCN. I mean, that thing went up to 4 cents, dude. That's pretty wild. It's probably the only thing that's in the green right now. Something's obviously pumping the hell out of that thing. H-bar, trying to make a comeback here. H-bar was looking pretty good this morning, almost to 18 cents. Or sorry, almost to 18 cents this morning. Do you think we're still having a bull? Oh, yeah, dude, Teresa. Yeah. And a lot of the reasons why is because I believe, I truly believe this right here. I mean, once these tax cuts come, you just go back. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at the history of where things are. I mean, at least the good thing is when it comes to Trump is that we do have something to look at based off of the history of him being in office, right? And this right here in 2016 and 17, this right here was all due to the tax. This is all due to the taxes right here. So this whole little rally right here, this bull run in 2016 and 17 was due to his taxes, was due to this right here, creating the largest in regulation cuts back then. So I think that something like that's going to transpire again, which we'll hopefully see, coming up right here. But when that happens, I don't know. But I'm not going to be on the sidelines and miss that opportunity. Oh, that's the economic ninjas. Okay, he's pumping it. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, we got a E. coli in my water, the local water here, and got told about it today. And when everyone knew about it yesterday, but me, oh my god, bro, dude, that's so discouraging. That would piss me off. I'd be so mad. Well, Kokor, I hope you're okay, bro. Gala's making a comeback. Solid team project looks good. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not. I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, team's great, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do. I'm not going to purchase any Gala, unfortunately. When Austin says 2016, 17, I feel old, dude. I'm with you, Toolbox. I feel old when I go back and look at that, dude. What the Seiko? Millicent, what's up, Millicent? Economic Ninja gives me BitBoy vibes. I stay away. Hey, BitBoy, dude. One thing about BitBoy, man, he was able to cultivate an audience of people and a following like we've never seen before in this space. So I know a lot of people dog BitBoy and dog Ben for everything, but I mean, like, he honestly was able to create a massive following of people who watched him daily over crypto, man. And some people didn't like him, some people liked him, some people thought he was entertaining, some people didn't think he was entertaining. But I mean, we can all probably agree that, I mean, he definitely he made a mark on the space. So yeah, it's Bam Margera. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, buddy. Been either late catching your lives. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Millicent, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been inconsistent, so that's probably been hard too. Anthony, what's up, bud? I've been super inconsistent with streaming, so that's my fault. What do you think about Ondo levels? Yeah, I think Ondo's going to be good. I mean, yeah, it's continued to drop, but I mean, this is a really new crypto. I mean, I think it came out back in January 20. It's only been out a little over a year, so I think it's going to go through its times. But I mean, it's obviously fallen down to really good levels right here. Look at this level at 80 cents right now. Like, this is on the day chart right here, and you can see. I mean, it has a massive support level right here at where it's at. I mean, could it drop down below there? Could, but I mean, a lot of people bought up that dip right there, already sitting up roughly from 2 days ago, sitting up roughly 20%. Dude, that's filthy. People are saying we woke up a sleeping dragon with China. More like the heels have off the neck of a sleeping dragon. We'll see what happens, dude. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I just want the markets to do well and everyone here to make their money. BitBoy is my new cuddle buddy. What's up, man? He plays with you. Good to see you, buddy. BitBoy stressed me out. He would get a little intense. If you learn proper TA, you'd have a better understanding of what's going on with the markets. I love that people come in here and act like they have a good understanding of the markets. That's good. I appreciate you, man. No TA is going to be able to tell you what's going on with the markets, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Any TA in the world right now will tell you, couldn't tell you what's going to happen with the markets. The only person who's going to tell you what's going to happen with the markets is the Trump administration. So all TA is out the window because of the markets. No one predicted this. Did anyone come out and predict this today? No. You had all these institutions come out yesterday and say, "Oh, we're good now. We're good to go." And then look at this. We had a mass almost 1,900 points come out here and completely fall off the map, dude. So, yeah. Austin, don't listen to these clowns either. Bots, haters. It's just funny to me, dude. And there's always someone out there who's way better than you, right? Way better than you at everything. Markets are news driven, not technical. I agree. That's where I'm at, Andy Fink. No one can do that. Yes, TA is just astrology for men. I know, we've heard that before. That's so funny, man. That's so funny, dude. Say a BitBoy bangs on doors and runs. Oh yeah, the Carlos thing was wild, dude. Darko, that's actually pretty funny, dude. Trump asked the Senate if he could fire Jerome Powell. Dude, that's so funny. My XRP predictions stay the same, dude. I think we're going to still do really well. come here whenever it's gotta pull your fib. My fibs are staying the same. I haven't even moved my fibs yet, dude. Where am I? Let me go back to my chart here. Where is it at? I need to move this over here so I can actually let's move to the end. I'm gonna keep my fibs the same, dude. Where's my fib right here? We're in the golden pocket zone again, bro. Honestly, this hasn't really fallen outside the fib of what I pulled a long time ago, dude. Like this is still in a buy. This is still in a buying opportunity based off this Fibonacci. Hasn't really. I mean, yeah, this fell out big time, but I mean, it's right here in the golden pocket right now. If you want to look at it from this standpoint, and you could probably even pull. Let's actually pull a fib from. This is on the day chart, so let's have a fun time. Let's pull the fib here. Let's just go from a low right here to the high of this one. Yeah, you're not looking too good right there. I don't know if I kind of like where I'm at. I kind of like where my fib's at right now with here. I'm gonna stick to that. Yeah, that's a good point, F Joe. That's a good point. Austin, does anyone know what's going on with Coinbase this morning? I can't seem to log in. Oh, is it down? Oh, let's see if I can log in here real quick. Hold on. It was working earlier for me. Yeah, I'm able to log in. I'm able to log in today. Maybe you got to do like a hard reset on your thing. I just trade golden pockets retracements. Did you see the clip of Michael Saylor talking to Scottie Pippen about how Scottie Pippen? Yeah, he looked at it. He gave him that look like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? What app do you guys use to buy stocks? I use Coinbase. BitBoy going to Carlos' house was like when they said that, dude. That was actually pretty funny. That was a pretty wild time, dude. Put a buy order for $1.86 on XRP. That's pretty good, dude. That's a good. Hey, man, that's a good one right there. Clear the cache. That's so funny, man. When you had these devs out here calling it a cache, that was so funny, dude. Oh my gosh, those are good times, dude. Your Coinbase works fine. Okay, so yeah, see, our Coinbase is working. Same, no problem at all. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people here are good on Coinbase. You might have to sometimes you might have to do like a hard restart on it. Saying update required. I haven't been with them for 3 months. Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, you probably do gotta update that. My crystal ball says something will happen. Yeah, no, I saw that. Cool cat. Gold is up. Gold is climbing nicely. Gold is actually looking pretty good. Probably the K day to buy the dip today for a medium term swing trade. Probably it could be Royal Decor. BitBoy was the face of crypto back then, 100%. He brought in the crowd, definitely. He did. I mean, people can say whatever they want to say about BitBoy. I mean, he wasn't my favorite, but I mean, he definitely like I said, he cultivated a following big time, dude. I mean, BitBoy also scammed his community. I think that's when people started to realize. I mean, I think people started to really realize about all that. Have you heard Pure Wallet? I have heard of Pure Wallet. Yeah, I know you're playing with me. They actually have some updates coming out here, so I'm pretty pumped about them. Pretty pumped about Pure Wallet. So time to play Far Cry 5. It's if you're American, another 10 years. I like Bitcoin until it got scammy. Yeah, I think things get a little crazy. You know what I mean, Nicholas? I've been here, right? I've been a content creator in the space. I know kind of how things get approached to you. You get a lot of projects that reach out. And when you start to think about it, you start making videos for $4,000 or $5,000 a video, maybe more. You start to get sponsorships, and that money starts to come in. And I mean, you start making good money. You start making really, really good money, and so you start to depend on that. And what happens is that you don't really care about you start to lose sight of the following that you have, because you start to you have the theory in your head of well, I'm not here to push your buy. I'm not here to push your, I'm telling you about a project. You're still, you're an adult and you have a decision to either buy or not. Right. So don't hold me accountable if something happens to you. Right. Because we should all take our own accountability for things that we do, our own actions. Right. Just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean that you should go and buy it. Right. That's why you should do your own research on it. That's why you should understand the risk associated with these kind of things. So a lot of people lean into that. And when they lean into that, a lot of their following, a lot of their subscribers, a lot of their everyone, sometimes get hurt during that process, and I don't know necessarily if they care, to be honest with you. They don't really care about, like I said, a lot of people understand and chalk it up to like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought that. But then, a lot of people are just going to continue to buy and get hurt and not really care. So it's a weird, it's kind of really hard to explain, but you'll always have that in this space, dude. You'll always have people who are angry at you for things you talk about. I mean, dude, I talk about XRP and people get mad at me for talking about XRP. I talk about Bitcoin, and then people get mad at me for talking about Bitcoin. It's weird. This is kind of how this space is. And so if you talk about a new upcoming project, I think a lot of people just get caught up in the amount of money you can make as a content creator in this space. And I could speak for myself. Not that I necessarily got caught up in the amount of money that was being made, but you kind of lose sight of like what the whole goal of what you were trying to do when you first made the channel. And that's kind of where I hit a speed bump last. That's why I didn't stream for almost a year, because I just kind of lost sight of my own channel due to really putting energy into other projects. And then people got hurt. A lot of people lost money, and you start to realize like that's not why I created the channel in the first place. I created the channel just to talk about crypto and have fun, not to be a marketing guru for a bunch of these shitheads devs that come out here and just rug pull projects. So that's kind of where I figured it all out. But it took some time to figure it out, but here we are. Seiko, thanks so much for gifting 10 memberships to the A team. If Seiko gifted you a membership, please say thank you to Seiko. And those 10 new members, welcome to the A team. Appreciate you guys. Austin, thank you for everything you do. Your channel has kept me sane these last few months. Oh, so I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, sorry I've been so inconsistent. I've been super inconsistent the last couple. I feel like last month or so I've been really inconsistent. So sorry about that. I thought Coinbase was just for crypto. I think, is there more on Coinbase? Bitcoin followed SBF to his island, bro. That's the real coverage, regardless of his scammy issues. Oh yeah, you talking about BitBoy following him to? That was so funny. He followed him all the way down to the Bahamas. That's actually pretty funny. You're doing great. I appreciate you, Andy, dude. Augie. Yeah, Augie kind of screwed the pooch, man. He had a really good thing going. I mean, I do think the Pure Wallet is it's actually legit technology. It's not just some made up bullshit. I just think that it was ran incorrectly by someone who didn't fully understand what they were getting into. That's really what it comes down to. If I had to sum it up and look back, that's kind of what it was. And I do hope that the Pure Wallet continue. I really do hope the Pure Wallet, just for my own sanity, does something in the space to some degree, so I can look back and I can be like, dude, like it went into the gutter, but yet we were able to pull it off. And like that's really like why I continue to push it myself, is because I want that success to come out of it, so that anyone that was part of that whole catastrophe with Augie, somehow, some way can find their way back. I noticed a month ago they requested me to update, and just this past month again. Oh, really? That's where they should be automatically updating. Augie bot, dude, cool cat. You guys are fucked up. That's the A team. Honest, love it. I appreciate you, Toolbox. Oh my god, dude. I noticed a month ago. Yeah, you talking about Coinbase asking you to update? Asking you to update. Yeah, this will be. We'll see how the markets end. We'll hopefully end in the red. I'm going away for 2 weeks to Antigua for my birthday. Wow, dude, awesome. I'm originally from Jamaica, but this time I'd rather enjoy my birthday elsewhere. Dude, that's awesome. Millicent, dude, I love Jamaica. We went and visited Jamaica. I had the greatest time in Jamaica. I would definitely go back to Jamaica, like without even questioning it. Jamaica was great, dude. I'm a tourist, baby. Oh, okay. All right. That should be fun though, man. Getting out of there. Originally from Jamaica. So Millicent, where are you at now then? If you're no longer in Jamaica, where are you at now? Meadows and land, best store of value, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm with you. Land for sure. Jamaica, yeah, Jamaica was great, dude. I had a blast in Jamaica. I drink like so many red stripes every day. I'm in New York. Oh wow, that's a flip, dude. Went from Jamaica to New York. Oh my gosh. Awesome. When is the likely to bounce back to $3 this year? Yeah, I think it's gonna bounce back. When this comes through, guys, honestly, when this comes through, like when this all comes through right here, it's gonna bounce back. I know, F Joe, when all the projects were gonna buy their own exchange. They ain't buying no exchange, dude. You know how much money it takes to build an exchange? It's so crazy. Coming to Trinidad. Trinidad would be cool. I'd go down there. Bitcoin pump, hot and cold. Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, you went from like straight warm weather to like straight cold. Like you there was nothing in between there. You have to pay this fake account. They'll give you XRP for $10. They'll double your money. You think you missed my question? I think you missed my question. Oh, Benjamin, I might have missed it. Sorry, bud. Might have to ask it again. Let's see here. Oh, hey, buddy, just landed in a plane. Where you think we can retrace on XRP? Had cash come in literally 45 minutes after the tariff relief pump. Missed the big dip. Looking to find an entry. I mean, it's hard to say because these markets are so. I mean, some person just said that I can't remember who said they had one in for like 184. I would definitely just put one in. You know, someone said 185 right here. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, dude, that's a tough one. You got a nice little fair value gap down here. I mean, like that's tough to say exactly where it's going to decline to. I mean, you can see right here on the 4 hour that we're starting to come back down. So how far does this come down? I don't know. The 12 hour is looking pretty good, starting to work its way up. I think someone said right here at the bottom of this fair value gap, 184, 185 to 184 could be a nice little decline to pick up something if it falls back down there. So 172, Scott says. Atkins is going to be a swarm in any day now. He's already sworn in. Atkins already got in. Didn't he? Or didn't? Oh, but he hasn't sworn in. I get what you said. He got confirmed, but he hasn't been sworn in. Is that what you're saying? So I have $1.85 set to. Okay, so $1.85 kind of seems to be the consensus. At this point, this whole crypto thing seems like a big scam. People feel that way, but I mean, it's where's my pump? It's coming. It's coming, dude. Hang on tight. Hang on tight. It's coming. I need a hammer. Did you DCA on this last pullback? I did not. I did not allocate any more funds into this pullback. I should have, right? I should have, like in hindsight, I should have probably bought some, but I didn't. I felt pretty secure with where I was at with everything, and I wasn't going to allocate any more funds to it at this time. So, Austin, when is it likely to bounce back to $3 this year? I think we're probably looking end of Q3. End of Q3, we could see a nice little rally. It could come before that. Crypto isn't the scam. Fiat's the scam. Fiat is what drives a lot of what goes on, man. I'm going to visit all 13 Caribbean countries and then start over. Oh, that'd be badass. Got to pay your dues. I'll improve. Ripple case will be confirmed, done in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I think they said by May 26th is kind of what I was thinking is what they were putting out there. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to go run out and do some things today. It's a nice, beautiful day here in the Northwest. Got to take advantage of those days. They don't come too often, especially around the time right now. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. The markets are, obviously the way they are. Yeah, they're looking a little rough, but I don't think that I think crypto is. I hope we've hit bottom, man. I really do. I really do hope we hit bottom. So, but with all that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, we'll continue to monitor the markets and go from there. And so I'll be back on here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll go from there. So with all that, love you guys a ton. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a great day. We're out. Peace out, everyone.